Hey everybody, Flip with Kelly coming at you. How's everybody doing today? Um, just wanted to go over. I didn't read the whole book, which I want to, so um, in the spare time, I'll be getting at that. But what I did was I just found a good summary of this and then put my own little twist into it, some of my from my experience and stuff. So this is called The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum. I think it's an older book. Suggested by Kevin Trudeau. He's a pretty smart cat, so I actually got to meet him in person in my hometown here in Wisconsin decades ago. I always thought he was one heck of a salesman. Well, obviously he is. He's done like billions or whatever his sales. So, yeah, back there was a multi-level marketing. Nutrition for Life or something like that years ago, and that's how I met him, in my home city here. But so number one, live below your means. So some people say live at your means, some people say live below. Well, if your expenses are below your income or your cash flow, then that would mean you're in the positive, right? So just it's about being frugal. Maybe you, I don't know, maybe you eat at home versus going out to eat, and frugally don't have to be for everything. Like if you're living below your means, you could go a little crazy on something that you really like. Doesn't mean you gotta pinch pennies everywhere all the time on everything, but maybe on the stuff that ain't beneficial, but at least you're living below your means. So, and if it brings you joy and efficiency and safety, then maybe you could go a little nuts on splurging a little here and there. You gotta live a little too, while at the same time not spending over your means. So take care of your health, avoid addictions. The natural high. Breathe deep, find your own rhythm. Everybody's got their own rhythm to their breathing that's comfortable for them. And relax. So it's about breathing and relaxing, relaxing your muscles, and remaining calm. So that would be what? Not going into a panic or, the main thing is to keep the main thing, remain calm. So as far as addictions go, we know what those things can do. Yeah, they're kind of fun at the time. I think somewhere somebody said once that it'd be good for somebody in a safe way to drink once, or get drunk once, just to open up your something, free your mind a little bit. But I think it's pretty obvious. You got different pictures online of people that are, when they were sober, when they were younger, and then they show a picture of somebody being, an addict. There's just so many negatives to it, right? Whether that is your health or financial relationships, safety is a big one. So what could we do instead of addiction if you want to take care of your health? Well, you could, if you do have a addictive personality or not, you could replace it with something. You don't just quit like drinking or drugs. You got to replace it with something. And when you get triggered, that's when you got to have that backup list to the stuff that you're replacing it with. Maybe that means going for a walk. Maybe that means becoming addicted to your business or becoming successful, your potential. Maybe it means playing music. Maybe it means whatever it means for you. You got to find that out. And but the natural high they say it can feel 10 times as good as, like the high you get from drinking or drugs. If you ever done meditation, meditation for me is where your body gets super relaxed, and your awareness, you become hyper aware of like your surroundings, even though your eyes are closed. I guess you could meditate by going fishing with your eyes open, but I'm just talking about closing your eyes and doing the breathing, getting into what is it, alpha, gamma, one of those states, and then you can get into things like visualization, and there's lots of stuff you can do, like with meditation, like you combine the two. So yeah, if you can replace their addiction with something, or become addicted to something that's constructive, and then the natural high is like your relationships. If you feed off of that, if that's what propels you forward. And okay, so number 3, avoid debt like the plague, or reap negative compound interest. So I think my dad and his wife are millionaires now, so if they're basically living off their interest at this point, but that could also go the opposite direction, right? If you have a lot of debt. So if you do have a lot of debt, I actually think Kevin wrote a debt book as well, how to get out of debt. But all you do if you get too deep in debt is you either work 2 jobs or whatever to pay off that debt, which for some of that you might want to. Just depends. Or you could file bankruptcy. So, and there's plenty of attorneys out there that can help you with that. Kind of wipe that slate clean. There's 2 different chapters of bankruptcy. I think it's 7 and 11 or something like that. You can ask what those 2 are. You can look it up online, and then your attorney can. It's going to cost you a little money for the bankruptcy. Maybe, I think it used to be $1,000 to $3,000, somewhere in there. It might have been $3,000, but nowadays maybe it's $5,000 or $6,000. I have no idea. But that'll get you back to ground zero. And then one of those chapters that you file bankruptcy, you do get to keep some of your stuff, so that's kind of cool too. But then there are some people you may want to pay back, whether that's for safety or moral or whatever reasons. Rely primarily upon yourself. Be self-reliant. Eliminate, delegate, and automate with systems. Learn the value of bones, money, and business potential. So, a fool and his money, a fool soon parts from their money. Number 6, avoid speculation. Be at least familiar with what you invest in. Dot your I's and cross your T's. Do your research. Hang your shingle, i.e., an example, advertise your business. Stand behind your work. If the customer ain't happy with something, go in there and make it right with them. And if it's not right, make it right. Be polite, honest, and courteous, which is honesty is a firm foundation for a relationship. Otherwise, that relationship is going to be on sand. And have good manners, and teach your kids to have good manners. This is Kelly. Smash that like button if you found any value, and have a great one. Kelly out.